Hi, how are we doing? Yeah, this is the first one I've done of these in a while, and you may have noticed my hair has now got so long that there's like a bobble in it. Yeah, because otherwise it is constantly in my face and it drives me insane. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. The barber is still not open. I'm very excited for them to open. I also have new glasses. What do you think? Are they beautiful? I quite like them. I mean, they're lightweight, I can see things. What more could a guy need, eh? Exactly. The topic of today's nugget of bullshit is kind of a story time, kind of just a nice thing that happened to me, and I wanted to share it with you and with anybody that you might tell it. I can't imagine you tell this story to anybody, but it's a nice thing that happened, and I wanted to share it. Okay. So our house, the previous people that lived in it weren't very big gardeners. So what they did was they basically just planted a couple of trees in the sort of beds in the back garden and sort of called it there, basically. And you know, that's fair enough. Not everybody likes gardening. I do, other people don't. That's just the way it is. And when we moved in, they were super duper overgrown, and there was it was a big pain in the arse, basically. And we have this little ladder that my dad gave us. It's there, and it's, you know, it's quite old, but it works, and it's sort of designed to be the right height for a man who's not very tall, like me, to go up it, and then you can reach the ceiling and paint the ceiling. It's covered in paint because it's a painter's ladder. It's not really tall enough or sturdy enough to be doing outside work on, but I didn't really have a choice, so I did. I went up the ladder, and I had, what's the word, secateurs, little outside scissors things. I had those, and I had a broom, and I sort of went up onto the top of the ladder, and I got the broom and sort of hooked it round some of the top branches, pulled them down, and then snipped at them with the scissors. And it sort of worked. The trees were less overgrown, which was quite nice. We got a bit more sun in the bottom of the garden, which is lovely. However, it's not really the tool you should be using for the job. It's not unsafe, but good God, it is not safe either. I've tried to do it from, because the tree is sort of in a position where you can either get to it from one side, where your feet, when you're standing on the ground, are sort of level with the base of the tree, or on the other side, it's like a bit down and you're on like a lower level sort of thing. And I was trying to get to it from the lower level to start with, and I was like, right, this ground is not even, I can't do this on a ladder. Even if I tried to like jump, I couldn't do it. And eventually I was getting to the top and I was doing the whole broom and snip method. And while it's not unsafe, it's not safe either. It's really, I shouldn't have done that, and it's not very safe. Luckily, that was completely fine, because it was just a little tree and it was just some secateurs, and it was, don't get me wrong, I would not have done it with like an electric trimmer or anything, because good God, that would have been insanely dangerous. But my point is, I did not have garden shears. If you don't know what garden shears are, let me get this right. They are this thing. There should be a picture there. Essentially they're like really big scissors. But the reason they're sort of particularly big is two reasons. One, so you can get a bit more force into it, and because it's like a joint, then you can get more force into the tip of the blade, which means you can cut higher, stronger, basically. And also, they're usually long so that you can do higher up branches more easily, without having to sort of, you know, broom and secateurs. And from where we live on like a sort of curved cul-de-sac-y thing, so and the shop is sort of, I have to go around the cul-de-sac and then down, and the shop is there. And so that's precisely what I did. The other day we needed some milk, I think it was, or I can't remember what it was, but I went out for something to the shop and got it, and on the way back I noticed there was like gardening tools in someone's garden, like just sort of propped up against the end wall, by where you put like a gate and a little low wall, sort of propped up against the little low wall with some gardening tools. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I guess they're doing something to their lawn, or whatever might be the case. And I didn't really think much of it, and carried on. And I mentioned it to my wife this morning, and I said, I walked past these tools, and I noticed there was like some shears, and there was like, most of it was like lawn care stuff. Like there was like a rake and some edging trimmers and all this sort of stuff. And I mentioned it to her, and she said, well, go back. if it's there, that they might not have been doing it for their lawn. It might have just been there for the rag and bone man, or for anybody, really. So I went back, and I saw the rag and bone man go around earlier today. I saw him go around, and then there was somebody on the corner was getting rid of some little mini fridge or an appliance or something. So these two people were carrying it out of the house and chucked it in the van, sort of thing. And I thought, well, in that case the tools probably won't be there. But I went back today and they were. I thought, oh great, and I could sort of see them from up the road a bit where I was, and I went all the way down the road to the driveway. There was a little sign on it that said, please take these, which I was like, oh, that's really sweet, how good is that? And I got some money with me, because I thought, I don't want to just like take this and not, and actually that was a sign for the rag and bone man, or for somebody else that they had arranged to come and collect these things. So I went and knocked on the door, and nobody answered, and I rang the bell, and nobody answered, and in the end I went back to the little pile of tools, and I saw the shears, I got them, and I just sort of looked back at the house and went, thanks. I don't know if anybody was looking or heard me or anything, but like, my point is that it was just a really nice thing, that it's like a sense of community almost, which I think is absolutely lovely. I think, obviously, there's a number of dramatic and crap things that have happened in the past 12 months, or 2020, all of it has been kind of crappy. And I think a lot of people, our faith in humanity has been eroded a little bit, perhaps. And I'm certainly one of the people that thinks that way. Definitely one of the people that thinks that way. I've felt a bit like, how much good can there be in the world if people are doing all these horrible things? And it's just a little thing like that, where I'm doing them a favour by getting rid of the stuff, and they're doing me a favour by giving me the stuff. And it's a little tiny community action which I really appreciated. It's kind of affected me in a bit of a strange way. It's restored a bit of my faith in humanity, and I just think it's really sweet. I'm just really happy about it, to be honest with you, and I wanted to share that with you because it's so lovely. So that's nice, isn't it? As I say though, most of the stuff was like, I only actually took the garden shears in the end, because most of the stuff was like lawn stuff, and we haven't got a lawn, so I just sort of thought, right, well I'll just take these things I need, because somebody else with a lawn might be down and be like, oh yeah, I could do with edging trimmers, or I could do with this weird spiky thing. There was a weird spiky thing. I don't know what the weird spiky thing is for, but you know, it's exciting. I'm aware that might have been a very tedious story, but as I say, it has kind of affected me in a funny way. It has kind of restored my faith in humanity a little bit, and I just wanted to say, if that person from that house is watching, then thanks. And also, you know, the value of the community you have around you, I think could be greater than what you think it is. I think people do good acts. I think people do good things from time to time, and I think it's worth remembering that, and worth looking out for good acts that people are trying to do, and trying to do a couple of good acts yourself. So that's the end of my little, I was going to call it a rant. It's not really a rant, it's just sort of a nice thing that's happened that's affected me positively, and I wanted to mention it. And I'm going to stop saying that phrase over and over again, because it must be getting very annoying. Well, thank you very much for watching this confusing nonsense video, in which I talk about gardening tools and going for a walk. Also, it's really hot. It's really hot. There's another reason I can't wait for the barbers to open. I felt the need to shoehorn that in. So there you go. Oh God. Okay, thanks for watching. Be kind, be silly, do a good act in your community. Bake some cookies and then knock on and leave some on the doorstep. And just, you know, it's nice. It's nice. I'm happy about this. It's nice. Okay, that is the end of my confusing nonsense. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to drink some water, be kind, be silly, and have a lovely day. Yeah.